market is not functioning properly. There has been a widespread loss of confidence, and major sectors of America's financial system are at risk of shutting down.
Down 1.7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
Have you ever heard of the Great Recession? If yes, then I wonder if you found it to be an easy series of events to understand. If not, then I am here to help you get an insight into the massive financial crisis through the lens of cinema. In this video, we will discuss about the Great Recession and the movies that mirror it. Cinema has been proven to be a revolution in terms of depicting some very prominent aspects of us, society, politics, relations, feelings, and so much more. It imitates who we were, who we are, and who we can or could have been. It simplifies some very complicated topics by toning them down through stories. And today, we will discuss how some movies have done a fabulous role in depicting the aspects of the Great Recession of 2008. Do you know what the Great Recession meant?
Wall Street has a gambling problem. They never learn anything.
Well, the Great Recession refers to the economic downturn from 2007 to 2009 after the bursting of the US housing bubble and the global financial crisis. The Great Recession was the most severe economic recession in the United States since the Great Depression of the 1930s. The event is unquestionably the worst economic downturn in the intervening years. But what might have caused this economic chaos? Well, economists cite the subprime mortgage market as the main culprit of this economic collapse. It was the defaults on high-risk housing loans which led to a credit crunch in the global banking system and a huge drop in bank lending. According to a 2011 report by the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission, the Great Recession was an avoidable disaster caused by widespread failures, including in government regulations and risky behavior by the Wall Street. But what was its impact? How bad could it have been? Well, the downturn lasted for about 18 months and the net worth of the US households declined, erasing 19.2 trillion in wealth. The gross domestic product, that is the GDP, fell 4.3%, the largest decline in 60 years. The unemployment rate reached 10% in October 2009. Rates were even higher among Black and Hispanic households at about 15% and 12% respectively. The US lost 7.4 trillion in stock wealth from July 2008 to March 2009. By the early to mid-2000s, the residential housing market was booming. To capitalize on the boom, mortgage lenders rushed to approve as many home loans as they could, including to borrowers with less than ideal credit. These risky loans, called subprime mortgages, later became one of the main causes of the Great Recession. The loan verification process was so lax at the time that it drew its own nickname, Ninja loans, which stands for no income, no job, and no assets.
My firm offers ninja loans. No income, no job. I just leave the income section blank if I want. Corporate doesn't care. These people just want homes.
Because subprime mortgages were granted to people who previously couldn't qualify for conventional mortgages, it opened the market to a flood of new home buyers. Easy housing credits resulted in higher demand for homes. This contributed to the run-up in housing prices, which led to the rapid formation and eventual bursting of the 2000s housing bubble. The result? Well, borrowers who were already on shanky financial footing stood a good chance of not being able to make payments when the interest rate rose in the years following. How does cinema help you understand it better? Well, the impact of this issue can be debated highly. The Great Recession is a cautionary tale involving risks, dangers, and emotions undergone by people affected by it. Filmmakers found this horizon to be cinematic enough to capture them through stories and subjects that intrigue the audience while entertaining them and taking them on a journey through these spellbinding movies that capture the essence and emotions of the Great Recession. First up, we have The Queen of Versailles, released in 2012.
We never sought out to build the biggest house in America. It just kind of happened.
This movie revolves around Jackie and David Siegel, the owners of the Westgate Resorts, who were in the process of building a massive home, which they call Versailles, on the outskirts of Orlando, when the financial crisis was dawning. The Queen of Versailles documents what happened after Siegel's business hit the skids and shows the kind of opulence and downfall that surrounded the catastrophe. Next online is 99 Homes, released in 2014, capturing Andrew Garfield as a young Floridian father who's evicted from his home after being unable to make his mortgage payments.
My name's Rick Carver. I'm a licensed real estate broker. This home has been foreclosed on.
No, this is not happening.
I need you, your mom, and your son to step off the property.
This is not your home.
Mr. Carver, please don't...
Sir, you have 2 minutes. Pack whatever belongings you need.
Desperate to save his home and support his family, he goes to work for the man who evicted him. It is a strong piece of storytelling set among some of the groups of people who were most affected by the crisis, and it illuminates just how devastatingly the crisis was an invasion of the American dream. Then we have The Big Short from 2015, based on Michael Lewis's book of the same name and winner of the Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar.
And I am getting madder and madder.
It's unbelievable.
Then this guy walks into my office and says,
"There's some shady stuff going down."
The Big Short is a seething comedy with an unhappy ending that tracks some of the figures who saw the crisis coming and bet against it. Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, and Ryan Gosling star in the film, which feels like an angry, exhilarating mad dish right off the edge of a cliff into an abyss. Inside Job, released in 2010, is another splendid commentary on the Great Recession. Inside Job took home the 2011 Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature, and small wonder, praised by the critics at its Cannes debut, the well-researched film lucidly takes audiences through the ways that change in both policy and banking practices led to the economic catastrophe.
Regulators, they had the power to do every case that I made when I was State Attorney General. They just didn't want to.
Narrated by Matt Damon, it's an essentially primer, not that just the crisis, but the ways in which the decision in one arena can cause problems in another. Last but not the least, we have Margin Call, released in 2011.
There are 3 ways to make a living in this business. Be first, be smarter, or cheat.
It is set on a night before the big crisis broke. Margin Call follows a gaggle of traders who, through a taunt and sleepless 24 hours, try to contain the damage after an analyst discovers information that is likely to ruin their firm and possibly the whole economy. The sense of mounting dread and inevitability is a close approximation of what really happened in many firms, and its ending is positively devastating. These movies are some of the creative masterpieces that justify the relevance of cinema in a society, as a reflection of what the past, present, and future behold for us. If you are someone who is interested in knowing more about the Great Recession, but not the boring way, these movies are a great watch. And you know what? What else is a great watch? Well, our channel. So we await your love and support as you comment down your views, subscribe to our channel, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and come back for more such interesting videos. So stay awesome, stay curious. Until we meet next, Vault of Vokes signing off.